Good morning. 11:44 and 33 seconds. Beaming, transmission, and casting out and receiving 4-T, the sanctuary, pursuit, golden truth, on the 11th of the 6th, 2026, and the Solar Jaguar Emperor. Sits before in my sanctuary and my channel, and channeling many spiritual ancestors to be here in the now and present. And Pluto, life, death, rebirth, transformation, reformation, restoration, Royal Star, Antares, the big red planet, Jupiter, expanding, exploration, new technologies, and Mars, action, and actualizing everything, art of war. And you all know why I am here now. And let me tell all the newbies, here to help, assist and support by intent, pulse, receptivity and enchanting. And it's the greatest mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. Awake, rise and shine, and abracadabra, you are now awake. And as I say, there's a lot of things that have been concealed throughout the centuries are now being unmasked, unveiled to the general populace to see, and seeing is believing for yourselves. And it's unfortunate you got to see this horrible, gruesome, grotesque and terrible things, but it's a must to wake everybody up, and we deal with it and cope with it the best of your abilities and capabilities. And we have justice with a capital J. We rout and flush all this evilness out, and we have many trials, because the evilness, will be held accountable for what they've been doing over the centuries. And it's about bloody time. And now with the, I think the Cartesians, I'll leave a link, like Kazers, or Kazers, I think they're Cartesians. But anyway, I'll leave a link there for you, because that's how the Cabal originally started, and they've been doing it ever since. I think over there in Argentina and stuff like that, where they ran and hid because we were after them many centuries ago, and like the rotten sods they are and evilness that they are, they hide with their, human trafficking and all that other evil stuff they're doing. So that's what we're doing. We're flushing and routing them out once again, and hopefully, and all going well, this will be the last time, because we'll truly round up all of them and deal with them in the 21st century. We shouldn't be able to put up with all this. Well, it's just rot in today's society. Otherwise, you're going to see the societal collapse, and we don't want it collapsing like we saw last time throughout history. We don't want history repeating like all those other ancient civilizations, or they just got absorbed by other cultures, and like the Roman Empire. We have to keep on building on the empire with good men and good women. and that is flushing and routing out this cabal or cabal once and for all. Erase it. Erase it and eradicate it. Or, just as I said, Lucifer is on this plane and reality and realm to collect all his contracts. I say no more on that matter because I know for a fact that he's here to collect those contracts that the idiotic people or idiotic entities have signed with him. He's here to collect and take you back through the fire and brimstone and back to Hades. And good riddance to use for doing what you've been doing. Now, I saw a hideous thing over there in Belfast. All this idiotic behaviour has got to stop. That is not human behaviour or what they're doing. It's barbaric. That is barbaric. Now, I thought many, many eons ago we stamped out all these barbaric tribes. But obviously, they still want to run amok in the 21st century. I do not know why that bloke wasn't shot by a sniper and be done with it when you want to take a life. And anyone running around with these machetes, I tell you what, they should be shot on sight. You either put down the machete straight away or you'll be shot on sight. No mucking around. It is very serious in my books and in anyone's books that someone running around with machetes, well, that's a lethal weapon and a lethal, killing implement. So it will take lethal force to put them down. Because people are fearing for their lives out there. And when you fear for your life, obviously something's got to be seriously wrong with our society. Why did we let in all these third world countries? And it's not all, it's some. Some want to be here and some don't. Some just want to run amok and cause anarchy. And God help our government if they're involved. Well, they are involved because they're letting this riffraff into our country. Everything should have been assessed and assessed whether it's a threat or it's not a threat. You don't let any Tom, Dick and Harry in your country, especially mass murderers and the ones that are going to run around with machetes and knives. Come on. That's not logical. That's what I said. I only think logical. And it's illogical, and the more and more this government's been exposed, the more and more the populace is going to get very angry and cranky. And this is where your revolutions are formed through incompetent and corrupted and evil governments. And not all within that government, as I say, it's only some. And that some is just making it one big friggin' headache. A hurtful, harmful headache. And I just cannot believe what I see before my eyes and why we've let this happen now for the last 20, 30 years. Heaven forbid how it's all happened. But now it's time. We're working the timeless field, but in the linear time, let's sort all this crapper out. It's time to be serious, not only for our freedom, but our safety. And it's a big reality check for everyone, and that is why they're all going now, or the masses, and the momentum is climbing every single day and every single hour of the days going to one nation. As I said, resilience and persistence. And good on Pauline for doing that. And I myself sit here in my biological authentic blueprint, and I've been here resilient for 30 odd years. Because once you believe and have full confidence in why you are here and what are your meaning and purpose, well, as I said, it's unstoppable, inevitable, as long as you're telling the golden truth and directing the golden light of truth out there. Of course it's unstoppable. And with divine timing, divine intervention, I think it's just more biological right, because if you can have that proof through your DNA, unaltered DNA, and do it correctly, not like how they fabricated and infiltrated everything over the years, but you can do it the right way with your DNA testing, with true witnesses, good men and good women witnessing you taking your DNA and putting it away to a DNA tester that's been verified with good men and good women, well, there should be no problems and everything will be naturally, by nature, fallen into place. Because we are a part of nature and we're a part of that animal kingdom. And through your biological DNA, unaltered, no forgeries, no fiction, all facts. Well, it's bloody obvious whoever's been here the longest, well, they have a bigger say for starters, because they've lived through all these civilizations that have crumbled and fallen in the past and survived. Now, if you can connect the dots and connect those 180 generations back, unaltered, and the direct lineage, the blood lineage back 4,000 years, well, obviously, that family is doing something correct to survive through those 4,000 years and beyond. It goes back 4,000 years and beyond. But because years have been, as I say, you should no longer be blindfolded. I'll never say you're blindfolded and hoodwinked now, because you should be seeing all this now through your eyes. Okay, now I know we can't put wisdom and knowledge in a young head, but we can advise the young ones on what's going on and what's been going on for eons, and how you young ones are being indoctrinated through their educational and curriculums and being dumbed down and taken away your critical thinking. And then it's up to us, the good men and good women, to refresh your remembering and re-educate you and reprogram you guys for the greater good. And this is why it's the greatest mass awakening. Unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, and unavoidable. Okay? So I know there's a lot of people out there that it's hard. It was hard. It's been hard. It hasn't been easy for me for 30 years. But you stick with the program and you trust in the process. And as I said, this cabal, it's got to fall. And if you look through history now, through Cynthia with the link, not saying surnames, but all these people, the good men and good women, have been pursued and either bumped off for telling the golden truth, for informing and communicating to the masses the golden truth. And you can see that with that Kirk, the Kirk man, the Kirk good man. And throughout the years, everyone that's been saying the golden truth to the populace have been oppressed, suppressed, like the populace, or just bumped off. Because once people start this, and what's today's date? The 11th. 1-1. So my frequency should be flowing out, well, big time. That's the 11, the messenger, and illuminating the path of righteousness for everybody to jump on board. And as I say, more, the merrier. The merrier we're going to be, and the more power, as they say, it's people power. Now, without the populace, well, you singly handle situations yourself, but it gets a bit tough, doesn't it? And that's what that other silly woman said down in Melbourne, that premier. The going gets tough. That was in, I think it was Romance in the Stone. The going get tough with Danny DeVito, Michael Douglas, and can't think of the lady in it. But it was the song from there. The going gets tough. I mean, the going gets tough for her because they're telling lies. And the populace have had enough with lies, with their lies. And they're not just lies, they're evil lies. When you tell them porkies to the populace when you're running for the election, and then once you get in, you do the complete opposite. And the populace have had enough. We've had enough. As I said, I've had enough because that's why I've gone now within the public arena and shown myself. And hi, each and every one of you's out there. Unconditional love flows out to each and every one of you's out there. Yous are all beautiful. And you've been created in God's image. Just that there's a few from the flock now that are gone astray. And they'll answer for that and what they've done. These creatures, monsters and demons, and performing their satanic, evil rituals and summoning or invoking more demons to our plane, our reality, our realm, they will be held accountable. And they'll be routed out and flushed out. And then the populace, including myself, will have justice with a capital J. And this has been happening for centuries now. As I say, the last 700 centuries with those forgeries, which you should all be well aware of now. And this is the third time this has been raised to the populace, but now in the 21st century, and we're the authors of our own narratives with the golden truth and the golden light, and you now have an emperor and a Fandingham emperor with the biological, forensic, scientific, and astrology, or astrological, or astrologialism, and cosmicnism, and universalism. Because we are all one tribe and made up of this. There's a supernova when a star explodes, the Big Bang Theory, so forth. We're made up of, the stardust and all the other atoms and so neurons and all that other stuff that comes in, which is all scientifically facts now, and just through our makeup in the DNA. Look at the sequence of our DNA and the makeup of our nous, Nouse, and the connections and the collectiveness in our consciousness. And then you got that subconsciousness. But it's all your higher selves and your higher vibrations and your higher frequencies. And it's about time we put all this evilness behind us after we deal with it and cope with it. And this is why I'm here, to help, assist and support you guys. Because we are conquerors. We are conquerors and we are conquerors. And we've had many victories over the centuries. Unfortunately, we lost a couple too. And maybe, well, we probably know now the main ones, because this evilness is has the evil power at the moment. We've got to take away that evil power and put it in the righteousness, golden light of powers that be. I'll put it this way, you don't go against our Creator, and they've all gone against our Creator, and now they answer to our Creator, and I'm here as that messenger, just to put it bluntly, with the 11 and the 22 and the 33, and as you all know now, the 11, the messenger, my destiny number, and I put illuminating the path of righteousness out there for the good men and good women to climb on board once again. And then the 22, I build from the foundations up, rock by rock, stone by stone, and put all these organisational skills all together again and build it all up again after we dismantle the evilness. We dismantle the evilness in play at the moment. Not for very much longer, because it's all been taken care of, this cabal. It's running, and it's trying to hide again. It won't be hiding anymore. As I said, we've got the bright light of the golden light and the golden truth, which all should be flowing. That golden light now should be flowing through everybody's crown chakra, and everything should be open with your chakras now. Receptors, transceiving and receiving, and actualizing everything. And seeing is believing. Speech creates. Intent, pulse, receptivity, and enchanting. The great mass awakening. Unstoppable. Inevitable. Irreversible. Unavoidable. Awake. Rise and shine. Abracadabra. Now we're going to get into a card reading now. Been chatting. Lovely communicating with you guys out there. And it's all about listening and loosening up and having an open mind and letting the golden light of the golden truth flow in. Receive it. Grasp it. No matter how hard it seems to believe, but once you get that belief, and you believe, open system again, and your self-realisation. That's why we put the civilization from the foundations up again through me Master Builder 22. And it's all about helping each other and trusting each other and having integrity and honour and charity and faith and hope. and God's plan, God's glory and God's kingdom. We put it all back from the ground up again if we have to. But one thing I know, this evilness is on its way out. And that's all the evilness. And not everyone is evil in our governments. There's good men in there too, and there's good people in there. But they don't know because they've been blocked. They've got those blinkers on like this. And they've been roped into the evilness. And once these guys start waking up within our parliament, well, they'll be climbing on board. And as I illuminate through the 11 as a messenger, illuminating the path of righteousness. And these ones will start climbing on board. And then the momentum picks up more. And the synchronicities pick up more. And it starts getting momentum. And it starts going faster and faster and faster, as you all see how time is speeding up now. And then the good ones, the good men and the good women will see how they've been blindfolded by the evilness. And they'll start, reporting their evil colleagues within Parliament House. And this is what happens. Then they start backstabbing each other and falling over each other and trying to get to that exit to get out and try and hide again. There is no hiding anymore. Torchbearer, the beacon of golden light. They shall not escape, our Creator for starters, but then they've got to try and escape Lucifer. The ones that they thought, they could get away from too, on who they signed that contract to. Lucifer is after them, and he's after those evil ones that signed the contract to Lucifer. Lucifer's here to claim those contracts, and they claim their souls and their spirits. And they're just bloody idiots for doing that in the first place, as I said before. For what? For their fame and for whatever they're doing now in our reality, in our plane, in our realm. For a short time. It's a short time. Now they got eternity, which I say with that number 8. They got all eternity now, infinity, trapped in Lucifer's, jail we call Hades, hell, or the true underworld. Because that's what they thought they could escape Lucifer and come up here on this plane and have their own little playground up here and call it, the devil's lair or the devil's playground, whatever. But we've stopped them. And now everyone deals with it, copes with it, and we have justice with a capital G. Just to put it in simple and basic terms, how everyone can interpret it how they like, but that is just putting it bluntly out there, that is what's happened. They escaped from Lucifer, from down there, from their jail, and now that is exactly where they're going back to. And Book of Revelations, have a look. Scorpion, which is the eagle. Okay. Told you, I speak me peace, I speak me mind, and I say a lot of things that people are thinking, because we're all connected through the collectiveness and higher consciousness, and we all think alike, but you just need someone out there as a natural born leader to actually say what you guys are thinking and actualising everything and putting it into action. And that is why it's by my command, through my biological blood blood lineage, the regency of the blood lineage, and it's fact, and it's unaltered through the DNA. And that's why the DNA has meaning and purpose. Now we use that in the 21st century, and that outs all the ones, all the pretenders, all the imposters, all the impersonators. They get routed and flushed out now. And then we DNA test them and we'll see exactly who and what they are. Pretty simple now, isn't it? All right, what do we got? New location. A new location. It's all been sooner and sooner than later. Because it's all a happening thing now. Because I'm capable of making big things happen. Through the Master Builder 22. And then the mastery of everything. And then the Master Teacher, which I'm doing now. I'm teaching you guys. As I say, you just got to loosen up and listen. And open one's mind. Open your mind. Have an open mind. And everyone's got their own perceptions. But you know the golden truth when it sits in front of you. There's no mucking around or fooling around or toying around. You go with the flow, and someone's sitting before you and saying everything that I've been saying. What's it tell you? It's a duh, of course. And as I said, the skeptics out there and so forth, what is it? An anomaly and an outlier that cannot be explained. I can't explain it, but I just go with the flow. As I say, I do my thing, I do my job, and have my responsibilities being here, teaching you guys. That's a true golden light, golden truth, and the best of my abilities to raise you into those higher vibrations and higher frequencies, and to your higher collectiveness and higher consciousness. Romantic partners. Okay? Like a bromance, I guess, but it's like an earth romance. Or romancing Mother Goddess Gaia. Okay? To be sure. I'll do 3 of these today. I'm feeling good. And positive expectations. As I said, there's a lot of things that have been concealed. And now everything's been unveiled, the good and the bad. Mainly, most of the bad for the timeless being. Because we slowly and gently, as the best we can, raise you up into those higher vibrations and higher frequencies. And as I say, there's a lot of bizarre and weird and strange things out there that you have to see with your own eyes. New location. A change of venue is coming your way, most likely. You are moving to a new residence. Well, we're moving on up, aren't we? We're moving on up to your new location, which is your new higher collectiveness in the higher and new consciousness and new beginnings. We're going to new beginnings. However, this card could also mean that you're changing the location of your employment and new beginnings. The fairies are very much in touch with geographical changes. They sense your energy is drawing you to a new location. Perhaps you've been thinking about moving to a new home, or this card signifies it's time to consider a change. Write a list of features you desire in your new home. and ask the fairies to help you find and acquire your new residence. This card could also mean that your place of employment is changing. You could be on the cusp of finding a new job or the cusp of revolution, as I am as a Scorpion. The cusp of a revolution. And as I said, all of it's been prophesied and all this has been put together since any of us were birthed here on Mother Goddess Gaia. That's a rebirth, Pluto. Life, death, rebirth. Life, death, rebirth. Transformation, restoration, reformation. Transformation, reformation and restoration. It's all pretty, well, self-explanatory, actually. And they'll bring you up to God speed. Because we seize the day. Capidio. Capidio. This card could also mean that your place of employment is changing. You could be on the cusp of finding a new job, a new beginnings, or your current employer may transfer you to a new location or promote you to a different office regardless of the type of new location. Trust is a big thing, isn't it? This is a change for the better that will bring great improvements into your life. Affirmation, I now live and work in a safe, comfortable, spacious environment in a wonderful location. It's all about feeling safe too, isn't it? As I was just speaking to you guys about those machetes. It's all about making your environment safe and protected to work in. Now, I don't know what the police are doing because they're not doing true policing. They're not serving the general populace and they're not making the general populace feel safe. And you can see this through the COVID-19, the COVID-19. This is when they tried, well, the damnedest to control, oppress and suppress the general populace. And it's backfired on them big time because all it did was generate more awakeness within the populace, which is a great thing for us. And all those other good men and good women trying to make up the masses throughout, well, the years now. The years in my generational time, probably the last 100 years. Since that fake federation we had in 1901. And he tried to do that up at Tenterfield using the granite, as I do, as my magnetic fields. It's backfired on them all. Because I am here now and present to fix it all up. Romance, romantic partner. All right. A new romance is coming your way, either a new partner or a revival and passion in an existing relationship. We all have relationships with each other, and we're all brothers and sisters. We're all one big family, one big tribe. Go forth, multiply and be fruitful, and seek ye shall find, and whatever you seek is usually sitting or before you. Right in front of your face. That a new wave of romance is coming your way. Romance could manifest itself in a number of delightful forms, such as meeting a new partner or makes your heart sing with excitement and passion, new beginnings, or a rejuvenation of a waning romance with a current love. Perhaps the new romance will take the form of an exciting gateway, such as a tropical vacation, a new night at a quaint bed and breakfast inn, or an evening of dinner and dancing. Fairies love romance. They know the importance of feeling passion in a relationship. Ask them to help you with imaginative ideas to create more romance in your life. They remind you that romance is a state of mind and involves playfulness, creativity, sometimes when we're stressed, we crave romance the most. Yet we may not know how to experience romance. Let the fairies help you relax, allow an inflow of romantic ideas to easily come into your mind, and also giving you an energy to put them into action and enjoy them the utmost. I'm a romantic person. I release any fears, and I may have about giving or receiving love. Unconditional love goes out to each and every one of you because that's just the way it is and as it is. And we have keep positive expectations. And as I say, there's a lot of things that have been concealed and they're being unveiled now, in the now and present. And keep the best you guys can. And another thing I wanted to talk about too was those nitros, nitros. As I think it comes in those bottles. What do you call them? Oh, I've forgotten now. But it's a big, big thing now. It comes in those little laughing gas. They call it laughing gas too. And now the young ones and at parties and everything, they've been inhaling this. It's bad liquid. Nitrogen, I think it is. And you're inhaling that into your lungs. Poison into your lungs. And what it does is take away your B12. Depletes your B12. Well, when you deplete your B12, you have all sorts of problems. And not only that, you're wiping out millions and millions of brain cells within your nous. N-O-U-S-E. And this is no good at all. And just trying to think of the terminology, what you young ones call it now. But like young 10-year-olds are doing this now. It's got to stop. You got to cease it. Otherwise, there will be no future generations. And all this should be more controlled and more restrictions should be going on it through our idiotic government. There should be mass restrictions on that now. You should only be able to get, one bottle a day for starters. And put the over 18 restrictions. Unless you're 18, you can't get it. You won't be able to get your hands on it. Anyway, it's bad. It's bad. It's like a pandemic now. Can't think of the word of it. But you guys know exactly what as soon as I say those little bottles, and they're coming in like 3 kilo bottles now, I believe. But they're little miniature ones, and they're the ones you used to, I'm pretty sure when you used to blow up the balloons and that, and then you'd make your voice sound funny. But they're inhaling that full balloon now, and not only that, they're inhaling it straight from the bottle. So their lips and that are frozen like frostbite. You're getting frostbite, and you can't eat. And doing all terrible things to your bodies. Your internal bits that are working. Don't do it. Just don't do it in the first place. It's like smack. It's like heroin. You just don't do it in the first place because all this stuff becomes highly addictive. So you don't do it in the first place. Use your willpower not to do it. And as I say, you shouldn't be young ones shouldn't even be getting their hands on it in the first place. And a lot of people, just do it for fun in the first thing, or the first thing they do it for. And then it becomes addictive to them before they know it, before you know it. And I've seen what smack and heroin does to addictors of it. It's not pleasant. It never ends pretty. Always ends up, most of the time, I'd say 99% of the time, in death. Don't do it. Don't do any of that in insidious stuff that the devil's created for his own evil intention purposes. Steer away from it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And knock it out of your friggin' whoever's with you, your colleagues, your friends, your family. Take it away from them. Knock it out of their hand and say you need help, and you need help fast. And get help and assistance through all these helplines you can ring, and just take yourself straight to hospital in that emergency ward and see the trauma nurse, and then you'll get steered in the right place to get that help. And knock that, if you've got that addiction, be very strong to knock it on the head, and just hopefully you haven't been too harmed with it. Anyway, a lighter note, positive expectations. Keep up your hopes, dreams and affirmations, visualizations and prayers, as they will be wonderfully manifested right now. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle occurs. Always trust in the process. Trust in the process. You have planted the seeds of manifestation with your positive thoughts and emotions, yet you may be discouraged occasionally because you aren't seeing immediate results. Doesn't happen overnight. Some things do, some things don't. And good and bad in everything. You start to have pessimistic thoughts, wonder whether your faith is unjustified. Now, as soon as you're having those thoughts, you've got to go back to the beginning, way back to the start, and start manifesting again, because you're being negative. As I said, you've got to cast out all that toxicity, especially when you manifest. Okay. Hold on to your faith. Through your manifestation is taking longer than you'd hope, it is coming to you. Just trust in the process. You certainly don't want to cancel or cloud your manifestation with miscreations that come from negative thoughts. Positive, keep positive, okay? Optimistic. I want to be negative and pessimistic. That's what those skeptics and those naysayers and all those bad ones, that's their thoughts. Our thought process is on the good side, and good things, happiness, joy, positive, and being optimistic. At your earliest convenience, go outside into nature. Back to nature again. As I said, we're a part of nature, and it's naturally going to correct itself through our biology, genetic, engineering, DNA. We go back to the drawing board, back to the originals, and we steer, illuminating the path of righteousness for everybody to climb on board, and to cast out all that toxicity that people have and that includes those addictions. Your smoking, your alcohol, all that. Okay, at your earliest convenience, go outside in nature. Even a backyard or a small park will do. Mentally converse with your friends, the fairies. They are absolute experts at manifestation. Tell them about your doubts, fears and disappointments, as well as your hopes and dreams. Ask the fairies to help you release any negativity you may have positive, and feel them surround you with healing, love and light. I ask of the fairies to put their unconditional love out there to the populace also. Okay? Today I'm saying okay a lot, and yesterday, which doesn't exist in the first place, but in that last program I was saying, I keep saying that, or I say that, or I'm telling you guys. But I can't express myself as a master teacher enough to you guys, and just to loosen up, listen to my instructions, my directions, and by my command, and everything is going to be hunky-dory, because it's the way it's supposed to be. and I am sitting in the now and present where I should be. And you guys are listening in to playing your part in the big picture. Ask the fairies to help you release any negativity you may have and feel them surround you with healing love and light. I am safe, confident and secure. I feel joyful about my future. I'll do that once more, just for you guys who are going through bad times. I am safe, confident and secure. I feel joyful about my future. Okay? Is he okay? I keep saying that. I keep saying it. Anyway, guys, as I said, you've got to lighten up with your, tell those funny jokes and your sense of humour. And we soldier on, and we forge ahead because we are conquerors. We are conquerors. We are conquerors. Never forget that. And we're victorious. Victorious in everything we do because we have strength. We have strength and strength in numbers. All for one, one for all. Hierophant. Oh, the Hierophant. Hierophant. The Hierophant. Things that make you go, Hang in there, guys. Hang in there, guys. Hang in there, guys, because we got the world again. We got the world again. Just seen Judgment go past too. Judgment. Well, we got the moon again. The moon comes out. The moon comes out once again. The tide comes in, the tide goes out, and that's all about the hidden things, the things that have been concealed will now be unveiled before your very eyes. Magical, formical, force. All right, what do we have? What do we have? Okay, it's a yes. We got the 2 card, which is the 2 of Cups. Okay, water. So, positive expectations, positive expectations, positive expectations. It's the greatest mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. Rise and shine, awake yous are. Awake, awake, awake. Strength, yes. Power, strength and control. Pulling back the reins, taking back the reins and controlling the reins. Courage, passion, subtle power, preservation, influence, inner strength, focus and compassion. Your lovely 8 number. $11. Illuminating the path of righteousness. So everybody can have understanding. Put away that temptation and climb on board because it's never too late. The Hierophant. Institutions. Institutions. Tradition, religion, society and its rules, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, bondage, mercy, wisdom and trust. All about dismantling this evilness with their institutions and their fiction religion. That's a little bull dust too. It's another way of controlling you. That Roman Catholic Church, bad, bad, bad. And I know it's hard to believe on you having that faith with the Roman Catholic Church, but start looking, doing your homework on what you've been following. And come to your self-realisation very, very fast. Social approval, conformity, and you trust. Trust in everything I say and everything I do. And I know it's hard to trust again, but I trust you guys, and I have hope and faith in you guys and girls out there. 5, and the energy of the unexpected. God in the universe works in mysterious ways. And now, divine intervention, divine timing. That's a maybe card. And then we have the world. The world. And we're going to have justice with a capital J. The world, Earth, Saturn. Reduces to the 3. We got the 3, which is, as you all know, the Holy Trinity. Reduces to 3. It was about community, optimism, and joy. Completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, and arriving. And the moon. Break away from all these illusions. The mysteries, no more mysteries or myths or legends. Dreams coming true, intuition, cast out the fear and anxiety, your subconscious and premonitions. The number 18 reduces to 9. It is about completion and selflessness. Don't be so selfish. All about selflessness. And as you all know now, not about wealth. You want wealth, you go to heaven. But you got to climb upon and illuminating the path of righteousness as a messenger to climb on board, and it's never too late. Because nature always has a way of writing. RIGHTING, everything out. It all falls into place. Just all falls into place naturally. And this is why we have the genetic engineering now, with the geneticists to accomplish this through our DNA of golden truth. 2 of Cups, water, because the jig is up. The jig is up on this evilness. You can all see it now. I can see it. I saw it a long time ago, but I just didn't have the oomph. Now we've got the oomph, and that oomph forges us forward with the golden light and the golden truth. United love, partnership, mutual attraction, proposal, marriage and connection. Duality, togetherness, a settling of energy, union, love and balance. Center, balance and ground yourself with beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Mother Goddess Gaia, which is also hurting because we're harming her now with all these open cut minds and so forth. What you pull out of the earth of one section and you're putting it over on the other side of planet Earth, don't you think that creates an imbalance on Mother Goddess Gaia? Pretty sure it does. And it's like a seesaw, isn't it? It has that balance and act. So if you take too much out of this side, the seesaw's going to drop, isn't it? So the world is going to start wobbling, isn't it? Not good, not good. Anyway, we're here to fix it because I'm here to support, help and assist you guys and girls up into that higher consciousness and higher collectiveness and in the wholeness and back to the source. And it's for the greater good of humankind. Humankind. See, humankind. When you say humankind, doesn't that kind ring a bell? Doing your acts of kindness. And then the human being. The human being. And the human race. We're one big race. And the being is your spiritual side, your enlightenment side. Most of us are just human at the moment, having that human experience. When you have that higher collectiveness and higher consciousness, that is your being side, B-E-I-N-G. And this is why I'm taking this up there, and I want to take all of you with me to that beautiful, beautiful, well, what we say, I suppose, paradise. Because I am capable of making big, big, big things happen. And it's the greatest mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. Awake, rise and shine, presto. Take things easy out there. As I say, this evilness through our evil government and their fiction, pseudo laws and fiction laws in general. Everything's just fiction, fiction, fiction. And they're enforcing everything on you guys through their enforcement agencies, which is all fiction. Now the good men and the good women, they've got to realise why they have that crown on their shoulders. Start serving the correct crown and the crown of God. God's plan, God's glory, God's kingdom. And I down here, that's my destiny number 11, illuminating the path of righteousness. Everyone that jump on board through the beacon of the golden light and the golden truth to forge forward, because we are conquerors. And then through my mastery of the numbers 11, 22 and 33, and the 33, well, it's a special occasion with the 33, because that is the master teacher and the child of the word. And spread the word out there, because the word is the word. So start spreading the word, because you're going to be in the now and the knowing, and that's all there is to know. Ring off the phone. Ring, ring, ring. Okie dokie, I'm out of here. Everything's hunky-dory. 4-T. A century pursuit. Golden truth. With me unconditional divine love flowing out to each and every one of yous. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Ghost, amen. Take care, stay safe, and bye for now.